Boa tarde, bem-vindos a mais um dia de São Paulo Audiovisual Hub. Esse é um evento realizado pela Secretaria da Cultura, Economia e Indústria Criativas do Estado de São Paulo e Lei Paulo Gustavo, com gestão e produção da APA, Associação Paulista dos Amigos da Arte, parceria do SEBRAE e apoio institucional da FAP. Muito obrigada por estarem aqui hoje para esse debate sobre curtas-metragens. A gente quis incluir curtas nesse espaço de mercado do São Paulo Audiovisual Hub, porque a gente sabe da importância dos curtas. E aí a gente trouxe programadores de festivais e também um agente de vendas para a gente também falar sobre distribuição e comercialização de curtas-metragens, que eu acho que é um assunto que interessa muito os curta-metragistas. O nome desse debate é Curta-circuito, janelas de exibição e comercialização do curta-metragem. E a gente definiu ele da seguinte forma. Os curtas-metragens representam uma parte importante do ecossistema audiovisual, são um espaço não apenas de formação, mas de experimentação, de criação e também de difusão. Esse debate se debruça sobre os caminhos e os desafios das janelas de exibição de curtas. Eu queria convidar ao palco, and I'm going to switch to English to do that, to invite our panelists and guests this afternoon. So, first, Márcio Miranda Pérez, coordinator at Kino Forum, who will be moderating this conversation. Jaime Manrique, director of Bogotá Short Film Festival, Bogo Shorts. I'm so sorry, Jeremy. Jeremy Lorichesse, programmer for Clermont-Ferrand Short Film Festival. José Gil, executive director of Chile Charts in Chile. Juan Andrés Bello, coordinator of the Festival de Cine Nuevo and also working for Ventana Sur. And last but not least, Jennifer Faciani, sales manager at Fuel Sales. And now I leave the floor to Márcio.
Boa tarde. Eu vou começar fazendo uma breve introdução dos nossos palestrantes com uma bio um pouco mais longa. E depois eu vou mudar para o inglês para conversar com eles. O Jaime, ele é analista cinematográfico, fundador e diretor da Black Velvet, uma empresa de gestão cinematográfica, fundador e diretor do Bogo Shorts, o Festival de Curtas de Bogotá, na Colômbia, idealizador do movimento Bogo Shorts e da agência de distribuição Bogo Shorts. O Jérémy Lorichesse é programador do Festival de Curtas de Clermont-Ferrand, na França. Ele ensina a prática cinematográfica para vários públicos. É diretor de documentários criativos e videoclipes e fundou a Sombre Sunday, produtora dedicada a colaborações internacionais independentes. O José Gil é programador e coordena sessões de indústria em festivais de curtas. Ele coordena o Festival Cortos em Grande, o Mercado Chile Shorts, em Santiago do Chile, e o Fire Lab, em Barcelona, na Espanha. Ele é mentor e consultor de projetos e tem especialização em produção audiovisual, gestão cultural e distribuição cinematográfica. O Juan Andrés Bello é produtor, gestor cultural e docente. Criou vários projetos culturais no Uruguai, como o detour.ui e a revista filme.com. Ele criou o Festival de Cine Nuevo, único festival uruguaio dedicado ao cinema nacional e emergente. Foi coordenador da sessão Em Breve, dedicada ao curta, na última edição do Ventana Sur. E a Jennifer Faciani é executiva de vendas da Fuel Sales, agência internacional com sede em Madrid. Ela tem anos de experiência com distribuição no Chile também. Produziu curtas, longas e séries de TV e participou da Berlinale Talents, da Locarno Industry Academy, no Chile, e do EAV Marketing Workshop. Well, first I would like to ask you to introduce yourself, but from your perspective, from your festivals, from your institutions. I would like you to talk about the circuit of short film distribution and how your events and institutions collaborate in this circuit.
Hello. Okay, I'm the director of Bogo Shorts, and Bogo Shorts is a festival with 23 years of experience working only in shorts. And part of publicity, we have the call for entries open until 6th of August, and we are looking for a lot of Brazilian short films. It's very important for us. And in the way of distribution and the circuits, Bogotá have really three very important experiences that we put for the filmmakers and the producer in that direction. First, we have a market, is BFM, Bogotá Film Market. Is one market only for short formats in general, not only short films, is for video clips, journalist short films, and other formats that is important, the vision of the line in this way. And in the market, we have two special spaces for Ibero-American short films. That includes, of course, Brazil. One space for co-production in fiction and documentary that calls Incubator BFM. And this space is for trying to put in connection companies and projects to have the possibility for co-production in two ways, inside Latin America and Latin America with the rest of the world. And the other space for that is Flipbook BFM, that is for animation. And in this idea is for co-production too, for to have the possibility to put stronger the projects. This is in collaboration with UniFrance and the National Film Board of Canada. And we try to take maybe 20 projects and 10 French companies, 5 Canadian companies, and put together to have the possibility to understand if these companies are interested in going the co-production with the projects. This is the BFM, the market. But in other way, in the big structure of Bogo Shorts, we have 4 ways to work with the shorts. The festival, one space for education programs, that is Bogo Shorts Academy, but other 2. One is Movement Bogo Short. It's a movement for exhibition inside Bogota, Colombia, and the rest of the world. And we try to make exhibitions of Latin American short films, maybe in 15 countries every year, try to open spaces for exhibition and to have the opportunity for the filmmakers of have a dialogue with his short films with different audience in the world. And the other way is we have a company for distribution, Bogo Short Film Agency, only for Latin American short films. At this moment, we have a lot of Colombian short films, but we have a catalog of maybe 300 short films to put in different windows of distribution, and take no more than 15 shorts to design the circuit of festivals for 2 years. And yeah, this is the working in that way for Bogo Shorts.
Hello. So I'm Jeremy. I'm a programmer and educator for Clermont International Short Film Festival. This is the biggest event dedicated to short film in the world, with 173,000 entries this year at the festival. We organize the festival, but we also have different activities along the year. Educational activities and a lot of residencies, workshops. So the idea is to make the short film circulate a lot during the year and between festivals. We have 95 countries represented this year in the festival in 70 different programs. These programs can be the competition. We have 3 competitions for now: national, international, experimental, and VR. But we also have programs like thematic programs. So by theme, by country, we have retrospective, we have deals with different organizations. So yeah, all in all, we select 120 movies in competition. And we receive 9,600 films this year. What else? We also organized the short film market. That's the biggest market for short film in the world, with 4,000 participants this year. I can maybe talk about it a bit more later with the road connection and everything. But the idea of the festival is to focus on discovery, to offer screening opportunities to directors, and to make people meet directors, audience, and professionals.
Good afternoon. Thank you so much for the invitation. We are very happy to be in Sao Paulo, because from Chile we are so close, but we feel so far. So I'm happy we are getting together all the South America movement that we are doing about the short films. I'm from Fundación Biart. It's a non-profit organization that we created 10 years ago with the idea of organizing a film festival in different cities of Chile. You know, Chile is very long, like Brazil as well. So we started in 2016 with this festival, and the festival is still running. It's every 2 years, it's biennial. And then it's focused in the Santiago and Valparaiso region. Happily, we have more festivals now in Chile in different cities after 10 years of working with the audiences. We have a national and international competition that we have also some Brazilian filmmakers in competition a few years ago. Apart from the festival, we organized the Shortest Day. That is the celebration of the Chilean short films. It was 21st of June, every 21st of June, with the winter solstices. Gracias. We created, we take this idea from Europe. They've been many years celebrating it, but in December. And it was an excuse also to distribute other films that doesn't fit the artistic direction of the festival. So we want to also to do some different programs, maybe for kids, for young audiences, or for all audiences. So the Shortest Day is a perfect excuse for that. We've been showing the short film from very north of Chile, Arica, Antofagasta, to the very south to Magallanes. This is running still. It's just one day, like Shortest Day, but it's 1 month at the end. We take all the winter, also holidays for the schools. And it's running right now in Chile. And last but not least, we have Chile Shorts. We created this program in 2019, basically because we don't have distribution companies in Chile. These have our different reasons. I think we can talk about this later. But we start doing a catalog to promote the internationally the short film from Chile. And we have been promoting Bestia, like the biggest short films from Chile, the Oscar winners, like big short films, but also small from students short films. Apart from that, we started to do a market. It's called Chile Short Market. We have a lab, a Cortos lab. We have a Cortos WIP, work in progress. That is also, we have done it Ibero-American, so some years also Brazilians could send their films. With this, it's like we want to with the Fundación VR, we want to promote the films. We promote the creation, the production, the also distribution, and hopefully sales and commercialization of the short films. I keep with this. I don't. Okay.
Hola, buenas. Boa tarde. Well, my name is Juan Andrés. I work since last year in Ventana Sur. Ventana Sur is a market dedicated for films and series, especially Latin America. The objective of Ventana Sur is to connect Latin American films, mainly with Europe, especially with France. I worked last year for the first time. The market organized a short film section. We name it En Breve. It was the first time that Ventana Sur has a section for developing and promoting short films. And well, I was in suspense if I was going to do this this year, but actually before coming here, they told me, I haven't signed yet, but they told me I will do it, so hopefully I will be there this year too, in Buenos Aires, because now the Ventana Sur is becoming Rioplatense. It's having an edition in Buenos Aires and an edition in Montevideo, each year in one place. I also work in Uruguay with the Tour. Sorry for the pronunciation, Jeremy. In the Tour. I work there since 2013. We organize Festival de Cine Nuevo there. We've been working for 12 years almost, mainly with emerging talent from Uruguay. But since last year, we started like a small section dedicated for short films and video clips, music videos. It was very small last year, but this year we did a real call for entries, and we received something like 400 something films. We are very happy. We're having short films from every continent. And well, we specialize in emerging talent, emerging formats, and we try to promote like an idea of cinema expanding this form of art in the audiovisual ecosystem. Like we promote series, we believe in music videos as an art form, etc., etc. And well, mainly is that.
Well, we are not an event. We are a sales company that we handle also distribution for shorts, for making festival strategy. And we are constantly looking for short films, ideally from early stages of work in progress before they start applying to film festivals to be able to work on the strategy. We offer this as a service. So we have shorts where we manage film festival strategies and other short films where we just manage international sales. But because field sales is part of an umbrella of companies. So another one of the companies does have a film festival that is Cortogenia, that is 3 times a year. And they do have an international section, but I don't have much information about dates and more about that festival in particular.
I think I will complement with my own introduction. I work for the São Paulo International Short Film Festival, Kino Forum, which will happen next month from August 21 to 31. You are all invited. And we have an international, a Latin American, and a Brazilian section. We also have some activities related to the market, the short film industry. And we also have an action that we do in Clermont-Ferrand. We make a small selection of São Paulo shorts to show in the screening in the market in Clermont-Ferrand. We take the filmmakers. We do like an introduction in internationalization. So the members of the delegation can learn about how to be in a big event in a market, to present the shorts and the projects in a big event. So with that said, I would like to ask you about the importance of the short film markets, because I know that Clermont, Bogo Shorts, also Ventana Sur, Chile Shorts, and from Jennifer perspective as a sales agent, I would like you to comment how short film markets can benefit the career of a short film and of a filmmaker.
Yeah, I think that from our side, this is for me, I'm still fighting this in my company to attend more market opportunities for shorts, because on the other markets where you think you could find buyers for short films, let's say Berlinale or Cannes, that of course have this short section as well, it's always so hectic, and all those buyers are running through the same type of shorts that are in the main competition. But there are so many other options, so many different type of buyers, not only the biggest one. There's also like a big educational program around the world. A lot of TV channels that has or could have some slots, small distributors, or there's more and more platforms. So I think that these different events are very important for the shorts to find the appropriate audience.
Okay, maybe I think is two types of importance. One of the market for the festival, because it's different when you have the opportunity not only to show a film, is in addition to have more connections with other type of institutions. Like a festival is very interesting because it's the possibility for connect with the industry in other ways. But for the filmmaker, for me, it's essential because all the people when make short films is trying to think which is the best festival to put my short film, but this is only for the recognition of the festival, it's not for the develop of your career. And when you have short film festivals with markets, that change, because it's not only for to see my short film in connection with the public and to have a special dialogue about my subjects of the idea of my short films, is for to have another project, and with this another project create a chain, for to making more short films and yes, generate this career with the next step and the next step.
I agree with Jaime. I think the bigger window for short films are the festival still, because markets are not so many in the world. We're still building them in Latin America. There's some obviously very important in Europe, but for us from Latin America, it's very hard to get to markets. It's very expensive. So I think festivals is still the biggest window, because of course we don't have short film don't have the theatrical window of distribution. So it's the best way to get noticed. And also festivals, even if they don't have a market, they have a jury, they have some like professional workshops, and that's the way also to generate this chain, like production companies come in and see the pitchings. And I think festivals have been doing this for years. But of course, if you have the opportunity to go to Clermont 1 year, it will change your life, basically. It will change the way you see the industry when you meet the partners, like from Europe, or companies that buy short films, TV channels, and also platforms that now buying as well. So I think it's very important that we have the whole chain covered, no? Like until commercialization, there is the buyers that they always is this myth, almost myth, that if they're buying or not, or somebody is buying films. No? That's why the market is going on.
Yeah, the idea of a market is to help creation, co-production, and circulation of short films. So during a market, there's a lot happening. So in Clermont, you can attend meet and greets with festivals, you can attend B2B sessions, pitching sessions, you can meet all kinds of different professionals, producers, buyers, distributors. So this is really a place to connect. This is also a place where I think you learn to understand how the market works. And also in Clermont, if you're at the market, you have access to the whole library of the year. So every film that applies to Clermont can be seen at the market. So you have access to almost 10,000 films every year. And we also have different steps, like if you apply, you're going to be at the market. And we have different steps in the process of programming. So if you made it to the last round, but you couldn't be selected because any reason, then you can have also what's called a market peak. And then you are in a special category, and many people can have access to your film. So yeah, this is about building connection and understanding the market, and also discovering what's happening around you, film-wise, I think.
Well, I think you all say almost everything what there is to say about markets, but I will try to put something else. Of course, the most important thing is to promote the films and to try to connect and to develop a career, to find the partners for the next film and stuff. And for festivals, it's a great place to find films, to watch films that are not in other festivals, like world premieres and stuff like that. Go first to the market sometimes. But one thing I think I can add to put in perspective what a market is sometimes we talk about Ventana Sur as a place where you can find very huge players of film industry globally walking around and drinking a coffee over there. So sometimes we are trying to promote a film and we send an email to an unknown person in an unknown company. And in the market, it happens that that person that is in that company far away, we don't know nothing about, is a person over there. So when it becomes a person, it's easier to approach sometimes. And even more than that, because it could be weird if you go to the cafeteria and you say hello, I want to show you my film. But sometimes you go out to smoke a cigarette in a market and you end up talking with the person you want to connect. And that's kind of the things that also a market is very important. Like, I think it's not only of what the market is supposed to be, but also what happens beneath the structure of the market. That means you connect with people and you talk with people, and those people are actually the people that makes the industry globally. So being like, well, I say it's like a place to connect with people that could play a role in our careers, in what we do, and that's very, very important.
Yeah, I would like to ask, I think it's mostly for the film producers in the panel, what is the reality for international co-productions of short films? How can you connect with international producers, or in a way that you can get to make your projects international and like have other countries to jump in the production?
Maybe I go on briefly because I'm a young producer. Actually, connecting with the last part, we've been in Chile Shorts last December, and actually it was a big change for my career because I connect with a filmmaker that was developing his first film, and he was looking for a co-production opportunity. He was looking everywhere for a co-production opportunity, but I told him about Uruguayan tools for co-producing and financing this kind of things. So the market also was this kind of a door for this, and for short films especially, I can talk what happens. in Uruguay at least, there are cash rebate tools and opportunities that when you find, how do you say in Portuguese, a parceiro, a parce, un socio, a partner that is interested in your films or in what you are doing, and you connect like in a human way, because actually co-production is actually an association between people, and when you find someone in whose project you trust and in a person you can trust, you can develop this kind of association, and for short films, I think it's the next step for short films, like really developing a co-production environment for short films to move them forward and to financially make them more sustainable and so on and so on.
Well, as I come from production, I will talk a little bit about this as well, although it has nothing to do with field sales. But as a producer of short films, that I finished one this year as well, I tried many times to do co-productions. I think it depends on the project and what are you really looking for co-production. In my case, it was animations. And I tried making co-productions with Poland, with France, Netherlands, Spain, Argentina. And I only succeed with Argentina, with one of the projects, because it was closer. And it didn't mean like our budget was going to rise at the sky. Because working with countries that might be far, it depends on what you need and what they can cover. For example, in our case, there was like stop motion animation, so it didn't make any sense at the end to do, I don't know, the puppets in Poland and then travel all the puppets to Chile. It was not really viable.
Viable?
Viable? It was not viable. It was not wise with our budget, with our timing. So I think it's great if you can manage to do that. I think it always helps having more creative voices and people, I mean, more hands, more brains works better. But it really depends on what you're looking for and what can you really achieve in this co-production. And as Juan said, there are relationships that are endless, so you really need to connect in other levels.
I would like to add something about the idea of co-production. Because all the time the people is saying that it's necessary to co-produce in short films, but the reality is difficult, because one of the objectives to have a co-production is try to find different markets for the final production. And in our countries, maybe in Europe it's very different, but in our countries we need to establish or make the difference between formal and informal co-production. Because for the formal co-productions, the legal mark of every country is not too clear for this co-production. Every agreement of co-production between countries don't put the word shorts. It's movies or feature films, but not shorts. And that is a problem, because in some moments we have the partner, we have maybe the money, we have the company, but we don't have the regulation to make this formal co-production. But the reality, in other way, is the market for the short films is very difficult. The most important in the short film, okay, we are talking about distribution, because it's necessary to find other windows and the different perspectives and how to use the markets. But the reality is only one part of the short films have a good distribution. The most important thing at the beginning of a career is to make the short films. And for that reason, the co-production idea is maybe better try to think in the informal co-production. On formal co-production is how to find the right partner to build the next projects. In Bogotá, for example, we have, when we choose the projects, many projects don't find the right partner or don't find the co-production. But the possibility to have this encounter, this human encounter, is more important for the next project, not for this project. Because start the design to have other new idea when I speak with people from Mexico, from Brazil, or from Argentina. Maybe the next idea is the place to start this. Okay.
I just want to say also with the co-productions in Latin America, we don't have any funding like regional like Europe have. Hopefully someday Ibermedia will take some work on it and listen, no? The way to promote the talent, and also to have better co-productions in long future films in Ibermedia. It will be if we start working from the short films. When I was a producer, I got the Ibermedia fund for a long future. I didn't know what to do. I wish I could have the opportunity to do this with a short film. But Europe had many years doing it. And what I have to say is like we have some experience with the Chilean filmmakers doing co-production with the CNC in France, but you have to, or in Germany with some animation, but you have to be also focused in what kind of company you need to co-produce. Someone that you think is doing something similar to you and it will be interested, but it's true. In Animal Lab in Clermont, we have a Chilean filmmaker there because he has a co-production. That director is from Germany, but he's in Chile working. So I think it's always a way to find a co-production, but it will take time and information. You need to be in markets, come to this market, to other festivals to meet who is doing what, or to search when you see and see. It was like 3 weeks ago, who was selected in ANSI. I'm doing this kind of animation, write an email to them, look, I'm doing this. So I think it's important, be proactive. It's no way, nobody's gonna knock your door like, oh, I want to co-produce your film. So you have to be very proactive. And also, I think the markets and the labs are very important with the pitchings. It's like at least now in my work, it's more like matchmaking, like Juan was saying, like this producer, I know he has a very good film on process, and I'm happy Juan was there to meet him. I didn't know who is gonna match with who, but I think that's also our work from the festivals and from these markets, because what we want is people to connect and also to conquer finishing the film. What we're doing from Chile Short Market is we are doing alliance with some other markets, so that we have a fast track. So one of our projects is going to their pitching session and lab. We have one in Clermont with Animal Lab. We have also in a Camp Forum now in Madrid. So yeah, we're always looking for this kind of opportunity they can pitch in other countries, because we know, as Jaime said, maybe not for this project, maybe for next one, maybe for the long future, they will work together.
We have more and more co-produced films coming to Clermont every year. So I think there is definitely a window for co-production in France. I must warn you, though, that the competition is very hard. And yeah, the Film Center only funds 4% of the applications. But if you have the opportunity to work with a French producer, you should probably try it, because not only we receive more applications with co-productions, but I feel like we select more and more. And yeah, this kind of relationship, I think, allows the directors to like we receive stories, we have talents that maybe we wouldn't have seen before, and we give access to directors to a different network that maybe they wouldn't have in their country. So as a programmer, it's always very interesting to see a co-production in a pile of very French films, you know. So yeah, you should definitely try it, but also know that the market, the competition is very, very hard.
And if I can add something else, because I talk about the financial thing, but it's a financial thing, but not money. You can co-produce because maybe you find someone in another country that can put some resources. It has something to do with what Jennifer says, but you can co-produce in order to apply to a fund in the other country and to get more money to do the film. But also you can find technicians that can collaborate and create special synergias, someone who puts a camera, someone who can do the post-production, the correction or the sound post-production, etc., etc. I mean, it's about, it's the same as what we do inside the country, but internationally, and trying to, I think Brazil, well, I'm not going to start to be specific, but it's not only about money, it's also about putting some resources and to value these resources.
Only one more thing in co-production idea is the co-production in feature films is like a marriage. No? And this marriage could be a problem. For the future, like a marriage. And for that reason, maybe the co-production in short films is necessary because we need to find more girlfriends or boyfriends on one-night stands to understand the point of vision of the future. And maybe it's not for money. Maybe it's to develop a career with good partners.
Okay. I would like to ask about the reality of distribution for short films and how important is to think distribution since the beginning of the project. Like when I think mostly for young filmmakers, they don't really think about this when they are writing their script. So I would like you to comment on like how important it is to think through like until the distribution process since the beginning of writing a project.
Well, I think it's very, very important to think in the distribution since development. And every time I participate on panels, workshops, classes, whatever I'm invited, I try to, I don't know, to insist on producers to think about this since early stages, but not meaning that a script has to be developed for some goal and specific to some audience, to some festival. That initial creativity, it doesn't need to come for that specific objective, but once you have a script, then you can start thinking about the strategy, because you are creating something, we are creating short films to reach someone, to communicate a message. So if you don't know who are you communicating, then you get lost in the process with maybe within the technique of what you want to do, and you lose the focus on the message. So, and I think that that's very dangerous and not good for the career of the directors and producers, scriptwriters, all the team. In the reality, I think it's getting like really hard, like economically hard for short films to. It's not about the money, I think, with the short films. I don't know if there's shorts that can really, like, I don't know, get back all the investment that they put on, more than the funds they receive, the time, effort. It's about what you want to communicate and the career that you're building. The competition is very hard. I think there are options, but not always that options of visibility means money.
Okay. This is a hard topic. I think it's very hard to distribute a film from Latin America. Like we say, we don't have many distributors working professionally, and there's a lot of auto distribution from the filmmakers. Comparing to Europe, they have, just in, I think in Spain, you have like 12 or 15 distribution companies. You can hire them to distribute your film. Even the funding for the government, you can add this money in the production budget, so it's very easy, and they build something very interesting that is every short film is done with the public funding is going to have distribution because they have the money for it. So I think this is very important also because a filmmaker wants to do more films, not stay 3 years distributing one film meanwhile he's developing. But what Jenny was saying, I think you have to think in all the marketing decisions you have in the development of the film. Like you have many marketing decisions you have to make, like casting or even the length of the film is a marketing decision. Everybody knows if you want to go to like Cannes competition, you need to have 15 minutes, but many people don't even read the submissions, and I think there's a lot of this misinformation in the process. Why I really suggest from the development is making this or thinking about this decision you have to make before shooting the film, but also during the process, all the materials you have to do during shooting the film, like for the poster, for the trailer, for the many materials you will need, is also marketing. And in the process, trying to look for a distribution company that maybe give you a good price for the, try to someone to distribute your film and not do it yourself. I will try. Obviously, if you don't find anyone, well, you have to do a lot of work, everyday work for 2 years to make your film distribute. But I think also it's important that we, in Latin America, we finally have this change complete, like distribution and sales agent. We don't have sales agents also in Latin America for short films only. So it's like we're missing these two chains. It's not gonna work until we have. Well, no, but just one for the whole region, you know, like because it's very hard, and I may have to do a lot of things to make it happen, no? Like, yeah, it's very hard.
Yeah, this is the reality of distribution in Latin America. This is one of the most complicated things. Is we don't have professional only for distribution in general. Not only companies, it's the people too, because too many people start distributing short films, but when they have maybe 3 or 4 films, try to start new process with feature films. And for the reason the knowledge is very small knowledge, develop this knowledge in the time is very complicated. And about the auto distribution, I think this is one of the other problems, because when you decide to make a short film, movie in general, if you need somebody to make the sound or the art direction, if you don't find the right person, or if you don't have the money, you don't say, okay, I make it. Huh? But in the distribution, okay, I don't have the money, I make it. Why? If you are a producer or a director, which is the reason for to make this auto distribution, because for the next film, maybe it's not your principal work, and your knowledge, again, is lost. And okay, I think it's very important in this idea of the reality of distributions. Try to, I understand when you say It's not about money, but I think that, yes, it's about what you need to communicate, but it's about money too. And maybe one of the problems is when you speak with everybody, all the people say distribution is very important. But this is a philosophical perspective. But when you put this in the budget, is not the reality. No? You spend all the money, try to make the film. But in the next step, you say all the people, the distribution is very important for me, but I spend all the money. Why? That don't have sense.
Just, I had one little thing about this of thinking on distribution from the beginning. I think something that we talk in Chile Short with Sheni and with Lydia too. The thing, it's something I heard from a Uruguayan project that had a problem, an actual problem when they went for distribution. Something they didn't thought from the beginning, and it's the thing of the foto fija, the stills. They didn't have actually stills. They had to take the stills from the bruto, from the material bruto. I don't know how to say it. From the rushes. And actually some people told them, no, I can take this, and the agencies, they ask you for stills, so thinking about, I'm doing a short film, I will take the stills from the rushes, and no, maybe you should put someone to take the pictures in the set.
Yeah, I wanted to add, I might be going like off topic, hopefully not, but some common mistake that I see when producers are making their own distribution is that later they come to us for sales after maybe 1 year of festivals, and that for us is really like, it gets old. For us, the perfect timing is to, even if they're doing it by themselves, to do it together. So for us to communicate with buyers, the best scenario is a film gets selected in a film festival, and we are like behind of all the possible buyers that could be pending on that festival or that territory. And I think that our most successful cases have been with the shorts that we started from the beginning, that maybe then they were, I don't know, nominated for a Goya or in the short list for the Oscars. And when we are in the same process that producers making their own distribution or ourselves doing it, it's better. It has better results.
I can maybe add a programmer's point of view on this. I agree with you that distribution strategy should be thought since the beginning, but after the script, I agree on this. You shouldn't let it impact your creativity, I think. And why? Because as a programmer, you can see very easily when someone is trying to check all the boxes, like to make a film shorter to fit in for this festival or to talk about this very hype topic or anything. It's very, very obvious, and it's really not good for you. So you should keep your creativity and maybe surround yourself with professionals who can handle this better than you. And also as a programmer, I've never thought, oh, this is a very good movie, but it lasts 30 minutes. Or this movie is very, very good, but this topic is a bit sensible. Or like if the movie is good, it's good, you know. So you don't have, in my opinion, to try too much to check the boxes.
Yeah, I agree. Sometimes, like when you're trying to check the boxes, like you're trying to be actual, like you're trying to make a film that is like from this time, and it's usually more noticeable for us programmers when you do something that connects with your own voice, with your own way of telling stories. So yeah, I agree with that. And I would like to ask you, like we had a really good perspective of how to distribute Latin American content. I would like to know a little bit more about France, like as a French filmmaker, how it works there, like when you want to distribute a short film, just as a comparison.
Okay. So we have a pretty good system, quite good money for it, and the public policies really encourages creativity. in France in different ways. But regarding short films, we have different opportunities. We have between 300 and 400 festivals which are going to screen short films. It can be generalist festival, it can be educational festivals, it can be thematic festivals. But here almost 400, so that's quite a lot of opportunities regarding festivals. We have TV opportunities. Some of our public channels are either required or interested in financing short films. So it can be through pre-sale. Like once you have funding from the film center, you can apply to a TV channel, and then they're going to give you some money. They can also co-produce the film, and they can buy it when it's done. For this, we have France Télévisions, which is the national TV, and Arte, who's doing quite a good job on this. And we used to have Canal+, but this is not going well. So festivals, TV, we still have a few options in theaters. Some organizations are offering short film programs to cinemas. Educational, once again, thematics, and this can go through different cinemas around the territory, like a circuit. And we also have different platforms where you can screen your shorts, like Bref Cinema or the TV channels platforms. So I would say that we have maybe more opportunities than a lot of other places in the world, but once again, it's very competitive.
Would you like to comment on different windows of screenings in your countries?
Well, in our case, we have short films from everywhere, and we sell to anywhere. So we really try to look for different windows in all the territories. Of course, there's territories where there are more possibilities, especially in Europe or in Asia than Latin America, that the options are not that big for shorts. I think that for us it's mostly educational from South America, and for North America a little bit more with some platforms, but platforms meaning AVOD or fast channels currently. And within Europe and Asia, I think that it's more diversified between distributors for educationals, platforms as well, more TV channels. There are more options as well. Even with airlines, that I think that when I started in sales, that was not that many years ago, I thought it was going to be like more opportunities, and they were not. They were like closed down. But I think that in the last years, some of them have been acquiring some shorts, so and also a few distributors that are taking more shorts. So I don't know. I think I'm very optimistic now about short films in general.
Well, in Uruguay, it's difficult. We are kind of an independent province from Argentina or Brazil. It depends on which side you are looking at. So as a province who became a country, it's like it's a good thing in some sides, but in other side it's not that good. Not that many people, and people who go to cinema don't go to see much Uruguayan films, and when they do, they don't want to see short films. So for short films in Uruguay, it's very hard. The festivals are very important. Actually, the reason we founded Festival de Cine Nuevo is because we saw a lot of films, Uruguayan films, that didn't get to the big screen, and we thought it was important, of course. But right now, I think the windows in Uruguay are the festivals. Sometimes a channel puts some short films in a place, but it's like they don't pay nothing, and it's nothing. It doesn't exist. And actually, we were talking, Jose, you're probably going to say that, but in Uruguay, is this situation that he commented before. The option we are discovering more efficient is like we are going to take the short films to bars, to neighborhoods, to outdoors screening with this inflables, the screens that go outside. And that's working better for us as a festival, at least, to promote short films because they connect with the people in a better sense, and people discover that short films actually are interesting. They break some prejuicios they have about national films in Uruguay. So we are working in that sense, like trying to get together audiences and short films in bars and things like that. We are very enthusiastic about some projects that are around for platforms, specific platforms to promote not only short films but local films, and it will be good that to happen. But I think we are quite far todavía.
I think it's like local cinema or national cinema in Chile and in most of the countries in real crisis of audiences. So not many people going to cinemas to watch our films in general. Short films have not this window for theatrical, but even we've been trying with the network of independent cinemas in Chile for many years to have a short film before the long futures. We have made so many proposals to them, but it's very hard to work like a network. They prefer to work like independently for the content, and also for us it's a lot of work to speak with every single cinema, a small cinema in Chile to make it real. So we are very focused on doing the shortest day is the project I told you at the beginning, growing because I think we have a curated content or programs already fit. They don't have to ask for the rights, because it's very hard for the small cultural centers in the south of Chile with, I don't know, a city with 3,000 people. Also, even the cultural center have no funding to do what they have to do. So we working like a very tailored, no? Like looking to understand what they need. And I think the first thing is to have the rights already, and also somebody to program for them, and it's easier to showcase. With the shortest day, I think we have also around, I don't know, 200 short films already in 8 years. During pandemic, obviously we have to go online with the national platform. It's called Onda Media, and we still showing short films in the platform to also get to other places that they don't even have community screens or anyone organizing activities. So I think it's very hard. I'm sure here in Brazil also there's a lot of small organizations trying to showcase. Every day we have an email from different cultural center or someone that want to, or cine clubs also. We're working a lot. There is a cine club network in Chile with more than 50, but like I say, it's a very tailored. Everyone asking for short films, and it's very hard to have all these contents already, to offer for them. The last thing I just want to say is like we have seen a lot of platforms also coming after pandemic to showcase online, but they disappear already because it's very expensive to do what they do. There is one in Spain now doing Divergente. It looks like they're spending a lot of money in publicity, and then you can watch the short films for free, but they don't pay also to filmmakers. It's just like revenue share. So it's hard also to get some money for it. but hopefully it's gonna work. I have some hope that we have a regional platform that we can at least watch the films, because also for filmmakers it's very important. It's like we were talking with Jeremy as well, like you need to watch a lot of short films to make a good one. So that's it.
In Colombia, we have a lot of bad situation, but I would like to speak about three, especially. One is, in the past, many television channels open call for entries to put short films and don't have pay for the producers, or the filmmakers or the distributors don't pay for the short films. And for that reason, when you speak with the channels, short films is like something free, because it's this product with bad taste, making for students, and I like a channel. I will try to help you to put your name in the screen, and for that reason, it's free. And this is very bad, and we need to fight with that. The second thing is we have some platforms at the moment, very recently put in function. But these platforms is with the money of the government, and it's like a lottery, because every year choose a subject. This year is very important, the women's, and the next year is very important, the Afro regions, and maybe the next year is the LGBTQ community. And this is the short films that have importance or try to buy this year. And this is very complicated because we need to see more different short films at the diversity of the country. And the third situation is interesting but have a little bit problems, is we have in our law the possibility for the exhibitors to buy short films to show before the feature films. And if this exhibitor buy a short films, have a reduce of the money to put in the national fund for making national films. And first, if you buy short films, we don't have more money in the fund. But it's very good to see national short films in the screens, but don't have more money in the fund. But the other thing is, only is possible to sell these exhibitors short films in 7 minutes, with 7 minutes for all the publics. And in general, is the worst films, the worst short films. And because many people don't make your special idea, try to design some short film only to sell these exhibitors. And is for the people who it's important to see feature films all the time, maybe is necessary, or maybe find the same short film in 2 months, 5 or 10 times, and hate these short films. And the people say, if this is the short film, the Colombian short films, I don't want to see the feature films. And for that reason, this good idea is a very bad process for us with the short films.
Well, just to give the Brazilian perspective, in the festival we have 3 prizes from TV channels. Canal Brasil, which is the main one, also Sesc TV and TV Cultura. So they screen shorts in the program. We also have some partnerships with some platforms like SP Cine Play, Sesc Digital, Itaú Cultural Play, Porta Curtas. Some of them also buy shorts We have many platforms in Brazil, but they have different agreements. So there are many, but I can't tell specifically how each one work. I think we have 15 minutes, so I think I will open to questions because we have 15 minutes until the end. So if you want to ask some questions, just raise your hand, and I think there is a mic here. There's a question here.
Hello, my name is Gabriel Gomes. I work with distribution of short movies, and I would like to ask about the contact with programmers and how to contact them without being too invasive. And is this contact by email of presenting the film directly to curators more effective than submitting the film through the regular submission process?
As far as I'm concerned, I'm always very happy to receive an email with a screener. It doesn't mean anything for your selection in the festival, though, because we have a system, we have a collective system, and but yeah, I wouldn't be offended if you sent me an email with your film and asked for reviews, advice, whatever. But the only way to get selected in Clermont is to apply, really.
In our case, we are just beginning with the international thing, but it's the same. If we receive it in an email or you apply, it's the same. Someone will watch it and will value your film because of the film and not because of, but this guy, he sent me an email, he wasn't nice. No.
Also, I will recommend you to do it. I mean, to write and also ask for waivers. Many festivals give waiver codes, but under demand. So I think it's not invasive. The tone of the email have to be not only friendly, respectful, no, like that also show you as a talent. Not only the film. It's like I'm doing this. Just obviously brief and not too long. But I think, in my case as a programmer, also I'm looking for talent, not only for the film. Sometimes also in international competition, we have, I don't know, 10, 15 spots, but we cannot have 5 films from France. No? We have to be more diverse, and sometimes even you send an email and we know there is the only Brazilian trophy that we receive. I'm just giving a case, not real, no. So it's important. I think it's important to be there to get in contact, and but not over. Don't send 3 emails. Send 1. Wait for answer. Many programmers don't answer because to be honest, the programmer is a very hard work and it's not well paid. So many of even big festivals, doesn't pay for the programmers, no. So if we work watching 1,000 films, just give some time to answer, and if they don't answer, go to another festival and write. Don't stop because if they doesn't write. And there's some festivals that give you feedback. Personally, I prefer not to give feedback because it doesn't mean anything that you didn't get selected to our festival. You will be selected in other, I'm sure. Like every trophy have their space. And also, if you, with the distribution, you make this strategy to also to be more focused in your objective, no? Like not only to get one festival, just in general, like if you want to get some prizes, or if you want to focus in one country because you're gonna do a scholarship or you want to do your master in China, just focus in there. So I think it depends of your strategy to distribute.
Now, I would like to add something is maybe how you can try to send in this communication, in this email, the idea of you have a research about this festival. It's not like a format that you put in every email. Because all the people say, this is a very important short film festival for me. But when I see the email, you are sending this to other 200 short film festival, very important for you. And in some moments, I receive, dear Shanghai Bogo Short Film Festival. No? This is very important for me to be in your festival. Okay, very, very important for you. Okay, and in the process of to give the fee waivers, or to ask for the fee waivers, is in the case of Bogochor, we have a fee of $5 in the early stage of send of the short films, and the people say to me, for me it's very expensive to send the short films, but the festival is very important. Okay, $5 is very expensive, but because maybe you need to send to 200 or 300 film festivals. But the reason is not, is very expensive Bogochorps. The reason is you don't have a very good strategy. And for that reason, you are sending that email. Okay, with the words, it's very easy to feel and see many things.
Yeah, I would like also to add that whenever you can, attend the festivals, because there you can meet the programmers, and you can, like, if you have a film in the program of a festival, you can recommend, like, to another programmer, oh, go see my film in the theater. Because when we see a film in the theater, it's always different from watching in the computer. So if you have the opportunity to go to a festival that you know that will have other programmers there, it's the best place where you can connect and present your film. So that's a recommendation.
Another thing is the people send this idea. I have the world premiere for you. Okay, if you have the world premiere for me, it's because anybody is interested in your world premiere. No.
Hello, guys. My name is Wesley Mioli, and I'm a director of a short movie called I See You. And the subject is about suicide prevention. So my question is, how can I get to this movie to be shown in schools and also in other screens other than movie theaters, especially for Jennifer? I think Marcio also could add a good insight on that. Thank you.
Are you the producer? So, from Brazil, right?
Yes.
Okay. So, I think that for start, you as producer in Brazil, you should know about, or investigate, not that you should know everything, of course, but you could start investigating what are all the possibilities for your short to be distributed locally, or if there are distributors that can do it. If there are no distributors, then start looking around for, I know there are some cultural centers here that do show short films. As Marcio was saying, I think there are opportunities locally everywhere. You can start investigating and also talking with other producers, or looking for reference. For example, short films maybe from 2 years behind that maybe were like international success, to see where they were shown, or even write to those producers to see how they did it locally. Then you can start looking for, doing research.
I just want to add this, at least in Chile and Spain, I guess, one of the more difficult things to do is to show a short film in the schools, unless there is a network from the Minister of Culture or even regional developed network that do this normally. What I suggest also is not to be so ambitious. It's like sometimes you want to show it to 200 schools. Maybe if you go to 10 in 1 year, it's enough. No, like you're not gonna change the world with the trophy. I mean, it's if you focus more maybe in a community and you show it to people that make decisions about where to show these films. Maybe could be a community leader. It doesn't have to be distributor or I don't know, or cultural center. You can be in a community where maybe do some research which one is the highest suicide numbers in Brazil, and you offer that. Let's say, look, you have this. I did some research, and you have this problem, and I think my trophy could help you to open the conversation about this subject that is very important in this play. And it will be more, you will have more impact, and maybe you get some news and newspapers, and then you get some local also media, and then it make you grow. But sometimes we are too ambitious to try to cover everything, and that's the frustration stops you to do it and continue.
Yeah, I was going to say that because I know there is a law that I don't remember if it's a São Paulo law or a federal law that they are trying to bring films to education in the schools, but I'm not sure if this is working right now. But this, Jose said, the best way to get to schools is contact the schools. There's not really a network that will allow your film to be distributed in schools. And since your film has a touchy subject, maybe some schools wouldn't be interested because, it's weird, but the fact that they're mentioning suicide for some educators can mean that this is not a subject that they want their kids to learn about. So you have to understand who you are contacting and try to reach these audiences by this way. I know there are some also some festivals that are specialized in impact cinema. So maybe you can do a research on these events, and maybe they can help you spread your film in these networks.
And I do some recommendation as well. I speak about mental health. Mental health is a more broad subject, and it's not too harsh. And also, after watching the film, they will understand what is your artistic proposal. But I agree. It's like sometimes schools are very scared what they show because some parents could go next day, or they also have to ask their parent permission to show some content. So I think, yeah, it will be good if you find at least one teacher in the school that want to show it. It will open the door for you in the exhibition.
Hi, here. Hello, I'm Ana Ruda. I'm director of Curta Brasília International Film Festival. Just to share something to highlight and remember the importance of having at the curriculum of universities distribution, exhibition, programming, to stimulate and engage more professionals to dedicate for that. It's not, oh, I want to make movies and I start to make distribution because I need it. It can be completely different. You can just focus on since the beginning to have also professors that know how to make it, to talk about the market. Not just studying, but sharing real situations for that. Just to engage people here in FAP, students, professors. It's possible to work with that. We need people. It's not like Jaime said, oh, it's the rest of the money that you use for distribution. We have political stuff just for that. You can plan the whole distribution, international, local, regional. We have here from the state of São Paulo, I also work there, So we have these for short movies. And something I just note some stuff, a lot of this interchange between festivals helps a lot too. Bogo Shorts we made with Curta Brasília more than once. We really want to know more about Latin America reality, and it's really interesting if you just invite someone to show your point of view of your country. So we have African movies, wonderful ones, Asian too. We talk normally about US films and European, and Africa and Latin America. We have a lot of wonderful short movies, just to remember. And last stuff about the itinerant film circuits that we talk about schools. We also have one international circuit of solar-powered cinemas. I don't know if you ever knew about it. We are going to make ones at night, this night, for people in communities that don't have any electricity. So it's just, and we made one way with Brazuca, Cine Solar, one way that we pay all the short movies, like 200 exhibitions during the year, and you receive for this. We put on the project, and that's one way we are talking about exhibition, about how to pay the short movies. We can think about quantity. Like if you do this project, like this guy said, you can talk about social mental health and sell it to one big place that with 200 places that want to discuss. Is cine clubs also really important, because it's not just to show the movies, but to talk about. And it's really important for universities to make these spaces, because people who want to make movies, they have to see movies. It's obvious, but sometimes no. And one question off topic, just curiosity. What, for each one that wants to talk, did you choose to work with distribution festivals? Or did you start with producing movies? How was it?
Oh, I have the worst career. I started, what did I do? I did a bit of everything. I never wanted to be a filmmaker, for sure. This came very late. But I started working in the cinema, then in production, then on set, and then for festivals. So I don't know if it answers the question. No, I didn't choose it. But it was very nice, yes. The thing is, I studied cinema. And at this time, centuries ago, even at university, you had no idea that all these jobs in the cinema industry existed. So even during my master's degree, all the people in my promotion were like, I want to be a filmmaker. And then only you discover the whole thing, the whole network, the whole possibilities in the industry. And all the people who thought they wanted to be filmmakers, they were like, oh, maybe I'm better than this, or this is more resonating with me. And I don't know how it is right now, how it is in Brazil. I know how it is in France, but I do think in university they should push a little bit more towards this kind of jobs, and yeah, maybe open the people's minds on what are the possibilities in the industry.
Yeah, I don't know if I understand the question, but Bogo don't start like a festival in the real terms, have a transformation, but the festival starts in a bar with a group of friends drinking beer. And maybe the first for me was drinking beer, I don't know, but was the possibility to find the people to think in that problems. And in many cases in the distribution and making film festival and other things like communication for short films and for films, I am very good find problems. And when I start the festival and was a good developing of the different activities, I find these different problems for the shorts. We need to, like you say, teach and learn more about the distribution, and for that reason, we start Bogo Shorts Academy, because it's not only about a festival, it's about the cinema in general. And for us, the work with the short films is how to put the seeds for our country and for our continent for to have a better industry and more possibilities for the artist. And the reason is try to find problems.
For me, it was quite similar. Actually, I wanted to make movies. I studied cinema and I wanted to make movies, but for some reason, it seems I was working in a distribution company, international distribution company, that sometimes received Uruguayan films, and these Uruguayan films ended up in DVDs in the floor of the distribution company. So I started to notice that there was something needed there. There was a need for. So it's similar to what Jaime was saying. I understood that maybe what can I do for the Uruguayan cinema? It wasn't at the moment making a movie. Maybe that wasn't that important. And I noticed there was something very important that I was seeing, and I decided to try to work over that. And I think when I started doing it, I discovered that I really loved doing it, but also that actually it was something that was needed, and it grew with the system. And now it's different. Now maybe I hopefully I will be producing something someday, but it's very important to understand that cinema is not only making movies, but also creating an ecosystem that works together, and synergias, and lots of movies in Uruguay ended up, like I said, in DVDs in the floor. So if we are doing the effort that making a movie means to end up in a distribution company in the floor, and with one screening in one festival, we have a problem. So we have to work for the whole system.
When I was 18 years old, also centuries ago, I started to study communication, and they were organizing a film festival in my university, and I volunteered for this. And of course, a few years after I was running the festival, I was very involved, and I got like this, I don't know how to say in English, the bug bite me, no? El bicho me picó. It's like like I started thinking about just short films, and I was very inspired by their talent, enormous talent. There is, because also I didn't want to be a filmmaker. I started to be producer, but I think the other like milestone, it was going to Clermont, like many years ago, and it blows my mind to see all the people who have this disease like me. Like we love short films, and then you see how everyone is matchmaking, and is very collaborative work. Everybody is trying to help each other, like to connect people. You have to meet this one, you have to be. So I think it got very, I got very inspired by what's going on in this festival, in the market. And working in Chile also with the non-profit. We wanted to be a non-profit. We didn't want to be a company. What we want is to show the short films, but also that all the people who have new projects can helpfully help them to finish, and also give this connection. I mean, we need this connection with the audience. We're missing our national cinemas are not really important in general for the general audience, only for the one who make films or are related with. So I think we need to conquer also other audiences, and to make them feel that they're watching them in this big screen, and it's a good thing, not only to watch other nationalities' films.
I think in my case, I chased the distribution. I studied filmmaking as well, and I fell in love with production, so I wanted to be a producer. And when I had like our first distribution class, I fell in love also with distribution, and I started making the distribution plans for the shorts we were making in school, because for me it's like it didn't have any sense to work so much in a short film just for show it in a class. So I started doing the distribution for the short films we made. I started actually using Short Film Depot. This was so many years ago. Luckily, those films in my generation were like really successful in Chile. We have many awards that help us achieve later more shorts and start like growing up a career. And then we, several producers in my generation, we opened a distribution company because nobody else was doing distribution of independent cinema. So I started directing that company to do distribution of feature films and short films. And then I was really curious about the international opportunities. So then I moved to Spain and started working in the sales agency. So yeah, I think I've been chasing distribution for quite a bit.
I will add my story. I was studying film in the university at USP. And then when I graduated, I got a job as an assistant film editor in the production company of the director of the festival, Zita Carvalhosa. And I used to work, like I went to my room, my editing room, and I used to see all the people working for the festival. And then a couple of years later, the girl that worked for the Latin American section of the festival, she went to Cuba to study. And then I proposed, like, oh, can I be the programmer? And then like I started like 100 years ago in the festival. And then the rest is history. I used to come to the São Paulo Short Film Festival when I was a student. And I used to see like all the young people like me discovering films in the theater, in this event. And now to get to be the person that is in charge of bringing these films to the same young audiences is like very special. I think our time is over. Is it?
We can answer outside.
Okay, so thank you very much. Thank you guys for coming.
Thank you very much, Marcio, as well, for moderating for us this afternoon. And I just wanted to invite you, we have a coffee break now, right next door at the Business Hub. So you can perhaps continue this conversation and talk with our panelists today. Thank you.